You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets.
They're not going to let up, and they should not. And we should not.
A 66-year-old Illinois man has been identified as the suspect in the shooting of a congressional baseball practice on Wednesday.
They found dozens of anti-Trump postings, and we've learned that he took part in a Tax the Rich protest.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd, and you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
The White House police escorting Republican Senator Rand Paul, and I believe his wife Kelly's with him there. A crazed mob of more than 100 people, and thanks to the local police department here in D.C., he says, quote, for literally saving our lives.
Please show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Flooding overnight in Minneapolis as rioters set the city's 3rd precinct police station on fire.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about.
And for the second night in a row, the lights were turned off as protests raged nearby. This morning, CNN reporting the White House workers are being told to hide their passes until they reach a Secret Service entry point, and then hide them when they leave.
More than 60 Secret Service officers and special agents sustained multiple injuries in Washington, D.C.
Federal Protective Service officer killed in Oakland shooting during George Floyd protest identified.
The uprisings overflowed from Lafayette Park and continued near the White House on Saturday night and early into Sunday morning.
NBC News confirms President Trump was briefly rushed to an underground bunker, this on Friday, as protesters tried to climb over barriers outside the White House. Today, the president's holding a virtual meeting with governors and law enforcement about safety.
The incident injured House of Representatives Majority Whip Steve Scalise of
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who's comparing U.S. immigrant detention centers to concentration camps.
Saturday in Washington state, police killed a man allegedly trying to burn down a detention center. And now the group Seattle Anti-Fascist Action is hailing that Antifa disciple as a martyr.
He just got bricked. Yeah, he got bricked.
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not, generally speaking, unruly.
It's been a mostly peaceful protest, but then they chose to move in.
I'm looking at those live pictures next to you, and they seem very peaceful.
Now, too many see the protests as the problem. No, the problem is what forced your fellow citizens to take to the streets: persistent and poisonous inequities and injustice.